So far, we've only used HTML to structure the elements of our form.
This video is brought to you by Pies Academy.
We haven't used any CSS to make our form look good. We've made it usable by using things like the calendar control, but we also want it to look good so users feel good about using it. So let's go ahead and actually adjust our labels first. So I'm going to create here in the head a style section. And I can adjust labels simply by using the label tag here. So this will be our CSS selector, and this will match all the label tags. And let's make all of our actual labels in the font Arial. And let's make them a little smaller than normal. So let's go with font size, let's go with 85M. So 85% of whatever the user is selected is normal. And we can check these changes as we go to make sure it's coming out a way that we want. There we go. I think that looks better already. And in addition to that, let's make them, let's go even a little smaller, but make them bold. So, there we go. And now let's go with the bold. So that's going to be font weight bold. Now, sometimes people like to put a border around the entire form itself. So we could use the form tag here, grab the form element, and set a border around it. Border 1 pixel solid black. You could use whatever color you want or thickness you wanted here. But this will kind of encapsulate the form a little bit. And see how everything is so close to the edge? We want to relieve that with a little bit of padding, maybe 3 pixels. So 3 pixels padding all the way around will spread out the form a little bit. Hey, that's not bad. It's looking better already, I think. Now, we also can add a background color to the form. I'm just going to add a very slight gray. But you can see I'm just using the normal CSS rules to design my form, and I'm refreshing, looking at it as I go. Okay, so now for the text inside the actual form fields, let's take our form fields here. So we're going to use the input tag selector this time, and let's adjust the font. So to contrast the Arial, let's go with a serif font like Times, or any serif font they have. And let's next select a font size even smaller than the 8.75M. Let's go with like a 0.68M, being really, really accurate here. And let's also set the background, if I can spell, background color of these to just a little bit off-white. Let's use this beige here, kind of hard to see. All right, let's see what we get. So now we get a little bit of a beige in there. Now, as I type, we get our fields, USA. So now notice this didn't affect the text area because we didn't include it. Let's include it here, and that should turn beige and give us the text. And we have our date field. That looks good. Now, also our drop down here also could be designed the same way. So let's get our drop down with our select right there. So now we've used all of the selectors here to match the names of the tags, and we've created a design for our form. The only thing I might want to do here is set a width of, 600 pixels or maybe 500 pixels to keep it constant. So as the user drags back and forth, that form stays the same width. So there you've seen how we use CSS to actually design a form and make it look better and more usable for your users.